Let me start again. Björn Malmquist, Icelandic National Broadcasting Service. Can you be a little bit more specific on the Arctic Sentry, how that will take off in the coming weeks and months, and what role will countries such as Iceland and Norway, which are obviously closest to the area, play in this mission? Thank you.
Yes, you will accept that I cannot tell you everything, because we do this because we have a clear sense that the Russians and the Chinese are becoming more and more active there. So this is also to make sure that this vital part of NATO territory is safe and secure. So that means that there is a limit to what I can share with you here. But I already mentioned Denmark's Arctic Endurance. I already mentioned Norway's cold response. Let me add that ACO, that's here in Mons, but also JFC Norfolk will collaborate, as I said, with ACT, Allied Command Transformation, and coordinate activities with NORAD, and as well with the US Northern Command and US European Command. So I can give you that as an extra. This is an enhanced vigilant activity, like Baltic Sentry, like Eastern Sentry, that is directly under the authority of the Supreme Allied Commander. But there I have to stop, because whatever I tell you more would inform the people in Moscow and Beijing a bit too much.
All right, second row near the center, the man with the blue shirt.
Yes, thank you very much. Stefan Israel, Table Media on Arctic Sentry. My question is, did you talk about this with President Trump? Are you sure that he's on board, that he's satisfied? Is it that what he actually wanted at the beginning when he said he wants to have Greenland? Are you sure that he will not come up with new requests later on? And will the Americans participate in this activity? Is it a permanent one? Will there be troops also on Greenland? Or are you just shipping around Greenland, actually? Thank you.
Well, as I told the media coming out of my meeting in Davos with the American president, basically it's important that we collectively understand that he has and that he is very clear on Arctic security and risks of the opening sea lanes we see there, and that it means that the Russians and the Chinese will become increasingly more active there, and therefore we have to be very watchful and not naive. That's basically what he's saying. And as I mentioned to the media coming out of that meeting, there will be a few work streams, and this is one, making sure that NATO collectively will take more responsibility for the protection of the Arctic. And Arctic Sentry is a clear result of that. But also you know that the talks are ongoing between the Danes and the Greenlanders and the US. I think that's all very important, and that's particularly focusing on making sure that whatever investments there are being made in Greenland, that they are long-term secure, but also that the Russians and the Chinese do not get access to the Greenland economy. But this is old news. I already told you this, not you personally, but the media after my Davos meetings.
All right, and then just next to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. Ksenia Polska, Deutsche Welle. Hi. I would also like to ask about the understanding of the American president, but about a different issue. My colleague here already mentioned your visit to Ukraine, which took place several days ago under tragic conditions for all Ukrainians. You were able to witness the level of suffering and destruction yourself. So do you believe the US administration fully understands the pressure that Ukraine is being put under right now? And also, did you have a chance to talk about this and share your perception and your assessment of the situation with Donald Trump? Thank you.
Twice, yes. Be very brief. I'm never will disclose what we discuss, but I mean the American president, the American administration is totally aware of the dreadful situation in Ukraine. And in my regular contact with the American president, of course, we update each other on what's happening, what we are seeing. That's part of our regular conversation. So to your questions, yes, absolute clarity in the US on what's happening in Ukraine, there's no doubt. But also, of course, when we are in discussions, we update each other, of course.
Fourth row, NTV.
Secretary General Gül from NTV Turkey. Two quick questions. U.S. has published its national defense security document, and it's pity that Exet is not here, the Secretary of War. However, they announced that they will reduce the U.S. footprint in Europe, but they didn't say when and how much. Do you know how much and how many troops they will reduce and when, and whether it will put into danger all the sentries you have announced so far? And my second question is, you have said that we're 5 months to Ankara. What are the clear deliverable that we have one should expect for the summit in Ankara? Thank you.
Yeah, on the first question, and this is not only because of the present American administration. We know that the United States has to take care, being the most powerful nation on earth with the most powerful military, has to take care of multiple theaters at the same time. That's, of course, NATO, but also the Western Hemisphere, also when it comes to, of course, the Indo-Pacific. And we see the rapid build-up of the Chinese armed forces and the challenges that that presents when it comes to the Indo-Pacific. I was yesterday on the phone with the Republic of Korea president discussing our cooperation between NATO and the Republic of Korea, but also Japan, Australia, New Zealand, when it comes, for example, to the defense industrial base. So we know that, and Europe stepping up, step by step, doing more to make sure that we are able, in Europe here, and together with Canada and the US, to take care of our defense, will ultimately mean that the US, over time, will pivot more towards the Indo-Pacific. It's totally clear, it's totally acceptable, it's not new. And we have to do that step by step, knowing that longer term there will still be a strong US presence in Europe, and not only nuclear as the ultimate guarantor of our freedom, the nuclear umbrella here in Europe from the US, but also when it comes to the conventional forces.
Okay, and immediately.
Yeah, so it's 5 months before Ankara. I have, of course, in my head what I think the deliverables could be, but we will discuss tomorrow with defense ministers. We will have more meetings coming up, also with foreign ministers. I will have my regular bilateral visits with allies to discuss how we can make maximum use of Ankara. But you can be assured a main issue in Ankara will be the implementation of what he decided in The Hague. And celebrating collectively the fact that as NATO, and we are seeing it now today, clearly coming on stream, the fact that so much more is being spent on defense. We still have a challenge when it comes to the defense industrial base. That's not only in Europe, also in the United States. We have seen the American president engaging with some of the biggest US defense industrial corporations very forcefully. And I was very happy to see him doing that, because we need the defense industrial base in Europe and in the US and in Canada to produce more production lines, more shifts, not higher prices, more output, working together with the innovative sectors to make sure that we figure in the latest technologies in our defense.
All right, immediately in front of him, the woman in yellow, please.
Hello, Alexandra Filipenko, The Breakfast Show, Russian media in exile in Lithuania. Being from Lithuania currently, recent war